In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been. Where the heart, with every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. My hope and hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the love. And hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past. I put the wrong one on. Sorry. I put the one on for the videos. Okay. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, we came over from TikTok because they're a-holes. And, I gave them very bad because they asked you how does a live go, and so I gave them very bad review. I said you keep blaming me for stuff I'm not doing and restricting my lives for stuff I'm not doing. So there we go. You guys all have different names here, so I have absolutely no idea who anybody is now. Okay. My back is hurting bad tonight. Oh, we have more people here than we did on TikTok anyways. I know, they kept telling me I was like, hey George. Good to see you. I know, I have people's questions to get to too, but I was planning on doing it yesterday and getting caught up, but then all that happened and it was a horrible fucking day. So, and the worst thing is I went on TikTok like the last time to make money for glitter because I ordered the wrong stuff. So in order to start my business, I wanted to start it next week because I really need to. And so that's why I went on TikTok before. Well, then So I bought the glitter, and the next thing you know, this happens. And I was like, oh, that freaking figures, because I could have used it for his cremation, but now no. So now this happens. So then I was like, well, I guess I have to work to try to get it taken care of. And it's been kind of a rough couple days. But yeah, no, TikTok is being ridiculous. So they keep restricting me, and I don't know why. I'm not doing anything bad. Sorry, I need to turn my camera a little bit. I see people talk about way worse. Don't get restrictions. So, just saying. No point to stay there if they're going to keep restricting me, because that means people aren't seeing the live. I don't get it. And then people wonder why I don't go live over there and do stuff over there. At least with this. Hopefully it'll be different with the glitter cups. Hopefully. Which I'm going to start on that channel. I'm going to start on my sleuth channel, because I'm going to be offering things that kind of align with this work, the cups, but then I'm going to switch it over eventually to Starlight Creations. I made a TikTok and everything. So I wasn't even talk about anything. I did not talk about people unaliving themselves or anything that was self-harm. I'm like, this is the second time I've gotten this restriction, and we're not even talking about that. Not even doing mediumship. Like, we're just literally talking. And you're just talking about sending people away. Like, where am I sending people to? Like, Etsy. We were talking about Etsy in the chat. That's the only thing I could think of. It's weird. I don't know. It restricted me twice. It's like, dude. So, I don't know. It's weird. Probably because they love the orange guy. Oh, I guess I should put what I'm offering here, because let me see. I don't know if I can do it on. I don't know if we want to do a running, scrolling thing, or if we want to. I don't think it's going to let me add another one. Oh, yeah, maybe it will. I don't know how this is going to look, though. I don't know if we want to. I don't even know if we're going to be able to see it. Let me try something first. Might be too. Yeah, it's too fucking small. Okay, that's not going to work. I guess I'll have to make a banner. Shoot. 30. I'm trying to fix the scrolly thing so that if we have new people, we don't have 500 questions. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the link in the description box. Crap. I'm gonna have to go here and see if I don't know if it'll let me. Hold on. There aren't any rules and restrictions, so it's just, hold on a second. I forgot to add it into the description box. Basically, hold on. One question, $13, $30 for 15 minutes intuitive guidance. Sometimes hybrid happens where spirit comes in, but that doesn't always happen. So you would just ask questions about your life or whatever. But that's basically it. And I usually have the link in the description box, but I forgot to put it. So I'm going to try to add it if it pops up on my YouTube on my phone. My brain is not working today. Sorry. And you can just do everything in chat. Okay, Jen. That's a new one that I started doing on TikTok, and it worked out really good. And people even got little pieces of mediumship if it works out that way. It doesn't always. I remember reading about the Murdoch murders a few years ago. You were fascinated. I felt so attached to a young man who was found. Whatever. Right there's the QR code. I'm trying to put the description, like the description box here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to, if it shows up, sometimes it doesn't show up on my, on my phone that I'm live. It's really weird. So I'm going to see if it does so I can add it. Oh, it did. Okay. I'm going to see if it does so I can add there I am. Oh, wait. Nope. Hold on. Let me try one more thing. I think I can do it this way. Breathe, Rochelle. There we go. There we go. I don't know why I did it the other way. Stupid. There. Now it should be in the description box. Stephen Smith. Why does that sound familiar? I mean, I'm sure he's a, what do you call it? I'm sure he's involved in more things. I think that came up somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that reading has a lot of views on it. That's whenever people were seeing my shiz. Mine, and that's another thing. My readings are not coming up on people's notifications. Okay, 1 second. I'll look in just a minute. I was going to do something, and now I don't remember what it was. And it was important. 1 second. Sorry, my brain is not. That's the word I'm looking for. My brain is working. Final. Oh, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. I hate that. That's not the words I was thinking of, but whatever. Oh, yeah, I did a reading on him. But they keep saying that he wasn't, like, it wasn't, like he was hit and there wasn't anything else. And I tend to disagree, I think. But I was going to recheck that one with the astrology. But, I did a reading on him. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to go, it's any question. It's like how I usually do my questions. Oh, I'm supposed to go check something, huh? swear to God. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? My brain is not working. Okay, I got it, Jennifer. Okay. Yeah, and you could just, if you guys just want to stay in chat, you could validate things through chat. But basically, it's as many questions as you can fit into 15 minutes. That's how it works. That's how we were doing it. So, yeah, that's fine. Although I do think, like with Stephen Smith's video or like reading that I did, it kind of aligns with Noah's, and I'm just wondering if they're not like, it's not kind of wasn't precognitive in a way. So that's kind of where I have a hard time telling sometimes. I have a video about that with 2 cases recently that I wanted to put out. Try to keep people. Okay, one at a time. So ask your question for your career. So like frame it into a question, because you know that that's what I use to tap in as questions. So make specific about your career, and then we'll answer that, and then we'll move on to the next one. Do you know what I mean? That way we can focus on one thing at a time. It makes the answers clearer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I know what I saw in that case, but I'll look at the astrology and see. I haven't even thought about that case to look at. See if I can validate my reading, because I think they're full of crap on that one. So Jen, if you want to ask your first question. Okay, thank you. You're on the list. You're after Jen. So ask your question about your career. We'll talk about it, and then love, and then try to answer as fast as you can. I mean, you could come up if you want, but you don't need to. You just do it in chat. Yeah. Whatever you want to chat about first. Do you have a specific question about it? We gotta go a little bit faster though. But just if you want to ask a specific question about it, and then we'll ask this, but we'll do it. Then I'll answer you. We'll talk about it if we need to, and then we'll talk about your next question. I'm still on, right? Why does it seem like the comments aren't moving? It feels kind of, it feels kind of similar to Noah, honestly. That's why it's kind of hard to. Now I can see your chat now. Just ask your question. Maybe try to rephrase it. Hey Haley, thank you for being a member. I gotta do stuff for you guys. I just don't hope we don't have more time for that. I do this other thing. I mean, I see the asking about upcoming changes in love, and then I see, would it be easier to do video or you see my chats? As long as I can see your chats, it's easier to do this. If you want to do video, we can. Unless you're like your stuff isn't showing up. Sometimes it's the way you phrase it. And keep in mind when it comes to intuitive guidance, are you currently single? Why do I feel like there's like a male, but it's kind of like feels more distant? Like it's not like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's like in the background. Yeah, I can see that. Just make sure after you pay, you fast forward, because I think that's what's happening. It's because you're Latin. Okay. So what do you mean? Yes. Like there's a person, like, is there a male like kind of in the background? Okay. So it's not a relationship, but he's like in the background, right? That feels more like it's gonna be kind of, I don't know if he's long distance or there's distance there, or it's just like somebody that you're gonna talk to. Excuse me. You hit the red toggle at the bottom and you fast forward to the end. Okay. I feel like right now you need to be single and not focus on this. I feel like there's other things you need to focus on. It always kind of comes in that sometimes we have to work on other things in our life before we find love, or before we're ready to find love, or before our vibration is to where it needs to be to find that. I feel like I know you that you've been on a I feel like you've been on a self-discovery journey, but I feel like that's going to continue for a little bit longer. And it doesn't feel like the guy that you're thinking about, because sometimes they cross our minds, because I wonder if we're coming up on Mercury retrograde. I think I heard something about that coming up. I'll have to check. But sometimes when we just think about somebody, it just means that the thread is still there, or the cords are still connected. It doesn't necessarily mean like we need to start talking to them or go backwards. Sometimes it can also be to reflect on what that relationship was like and what did you learn from it, because that is going to prepare you for something in the future, if that makes sense. So if you're thinking about a person, it doesn't mean you go running back to the relationship. It means that it's coming up as a reflection, a lot of the times. Or they could reach out to you out of the blue, which may happen, but it doesn't mean it has to turn into anything. Usually things end if they're supposed to end, and they end for a reason, and you're being redirected in another direction. This feels like a self-discovery journey, so it doesn't feel like love anytime soon. Now you may talk to people here and there, but I don't think it's going to be anybody that's serious. I feel like it's going to kind of be like just people that you may talk to, chit chat with, and then eventually move on from. But it's coming across that, okay, it's coming across that, hey Haley, thank you, that you need to keep on the self-discovery journey, because it's important for us to raise our vibration to the point where the person that we're going to meet is raising their vibration. Whenever the timing is right, that's when you'll meet, because the timing has to be right in their life too, not just yours, because we always pick who we're supposed to be with before we ever come here. And sometimes we have to learn a lesson and evolve to a certain point before we meet that person. And you don't want to repeat the same mistakes with the same type of guys. So you have to evolve past what you're used to, because you don't need that type of energy. Do you know what I mean? Because if you did, then it would have worked out better. So I feel like it's not coming across until like, I don't know, 2027 really highlights, I hate to say that, for like more of a match for you. But it feels like this is going to be mostly about career, self-discovery, healing, growth. I feel like you've gone through we can go through multiple awakenings, but I feel like you've gone through an awakening sort of in the past. And so it's time to like focus on other things right now, not look for it. I feel like it'll come down when it's meant to. So it's not coming across that there's anybody coming in that's like aligned with you for a while. And that's okay. That just means that it's time to evolve and shift our vibration, because we have to be at a point where we're matching that person's vibration. Basically, we have to match that person's vibration, and spirit has to align it to where we meet. Like, everything has divine timing. No problem. Hang on, we're in the middle of a reading, guys. Jen's doing a 15-minute and not doing free ones. I feel like there's something with your career that's going to shift or change, that is where you're going to have to like put your focus on. It's like once your career gets to where it needs to be, it's like then that energy can come in, because right now it's going to be it would be too distracting, I guess, but they're just telling me it's just not the time for love yet, because I feel like you haven't outgrown the energy of what you're attracting. I don't know if I'm making sense. Where did you go? People always get behind in this chat when they go and pay. I forget to tell them to fast forward when they get back. And they get behind. And I have to say things five times. It's okay. Just know that it'll be worth the wait. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I do. It's in the Linktree, or in the Linktree in the description box, and also the QR code. Yeah, I think that there's gonna be something. I don't know if like you're stepping up the ladder or you're growing in some way of career, because they keep showing me like that's where the focus needs to be. But it's like also, I think there might be a choice or decision, because they split the road. So you might have to make a choice or decision when it comes to your career. I don't know if that makes sense. Nope. Unfortunately, we don't know everything because you have to learn lessons on your own. So we don't get every single piece of the puzzle because that's something that you have to go through. I feel like, does it make sense that there could be a choice? That could either be like you choosing to stay at a job or go to a different one, or, you know, go off and start your own business versus stay with the career. Like it's that kind of choice. Like there's a fork in the road where you're going to have to make a choice and decision. But right now they're just telling me that your focus is supposed to be on your career and what's going on there, because I feel like whatever is coming is going to be better for you financially, and whatever choice you take, that's completely up to you. Remember, psychic readings are always about possibilities, but you have free will to take whatever direction you're going to take. But by the end of this year, there might be something that comes up that points in that direction. Next year feels very like career driven, family driven, possibly vacation or travel. And then more like 2027 feels more like a time where you could attract someone. But it's coming across that your career needs to be front and center. The career and yourself. Like you also have to be front and center. Like it's also a you journey, a self-love journey, a growth journey. Like I know that it's hard and you can only work on yourself for so much. Like I've been single for 13 years and I'm constantly growing and evolving, and I'm like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't care one way or another. Because at this point, I really don't care. Like I don't need anybody coming in and disturbing my peace. That's me. We're all different. I get it. But we have to be okay with kind of being alone and focusing on other things, because we can't force a relationship to come in that's not meant to come in yet. Do you know what I mean? So the more that we push it, the more that we force it, the more we kind of get resisted because we're not in alignment. We're not in alignment with where we're supposed to be and which direction we're supposed to be going in. So but December keeps highlighting for you for some reason. But again, they're putting me at a fork in the road, so you're going to have to make some sort of decision. But either one of them is going to be okay, but just one's going to be better. You have to go with your heart. Your passion is your purpose. So make sure that you're following through with your passion on what you want to do. And the way that it kind of feels, honestly, it kind of feels like, do I want to go off on my own with something, or do I want to stay where I'm at? That's kind of how it feels. I don't know if that makes sense. Are you caught up? I feel like you're still behind. It's just hard to time that when it happens. That's okay. All right, I got you on the list. Let me finish this one. I don't know what she's like. I'm not getting her responses or something. You have one. I have somebody with one question, and then you. Does the career thing make sense? Yeah, because everything's freaking hella slow. So when you guys pay, make sure you fast forward. Like if you want a reading, make sure you fast forward till the toggle stops. Yeah, but that's the lesson in it. You have to wait. Like we're not in control. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be right now. because that teaches you patience. So the more that you push against that instead of going with the flow, the more resistance you're going to get and the more out of alignment you're going to be. You have to be in alignment. So working on being in alignment and flow, mind, body, and spirit, mind, body, and soul, that's going to help things flow a lot more for you. But the more that you fight against it and the more that you push things, that it's not, everything has divine timing. You're not in control of what that divine timing is. The universe is, certain transits have to be a certain way, your blueprint has to be set up a certain way. Like everything has timing in the way that it works out. We can't force the timing on anything. You have to learn. Well, I don't know. They give me a highlight of December, but like I said, there's going to be a choice that you have to make. So I don't know if your choice is going to be either I go off on my own with something or I stay where I'm at. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like I either go one direction where it's more private based or off on my own and some maybe entrepreneurial vibe, something like that, or you stay the direction you're going. Or you do both. But there's a fork in the road of deciding, because either you're not right with your career and you want to change, or something of that sort. I don't know if that makes sense. That's the way that it feels to me. Yeah, 2026, they're going to look better. That's what I'm saying. Whatever choice that you make with your career, it's going to help your finances. Next year, 2026, will be better for finances, but specifically 2027. And sometimes, too, you have to think, if you feel stuck, well, what is it going to take you to move? Do I need to start looking and seeing what my passion is to follow more of my purpose? Do I need to get into alignment? And am I out of alignment? How am I out of alignment? Am I forcing things in my career? Is there another direction I could take? That's kind of how it feels the energy is right now. And when things aren't working out, it's because you're out of alignment. And you have to get back in alignment. So when you feel like there's roadblocks everywhere, for one, rejection is protection, redirection, but also you're out of alignment, and that's you're being put back into alignment. You're being told to go back into alignment. So I don't know if that type of decision or that type of split in the road, sorry, makes sense or not. Yeah, because it just comes back for one, to see if you learned anything from last time. For two, it's more of like, okay, why didn't this work last time, and is it probably not going to work this time? We never want to go backwards. We always want to go forwards. Just because somebody pops in your head or that person comes back around doesn't mean you jump back head first. Jump back in, feet first, head first, all that. It feels like it's coming back because there's more lessons that need to be learned. And again, you have to reevaluate things. Almost kind of like a test, I guess, is the way that it kind of comes in. And remember, if you're at that vibration, then you'll bring them back. Just because someone pops back in, every time we have Mercury retrograde, somebody from your past is going to pop in. That's the lessons that you take from that person and whatever you were supposed to learn with that person. It doesn't mean that we're just supposed to go back into relationships with them or whatever. You just have to see, well, what is this reconnection trying to teach me? What do I need to change? Where's my vibration at? that I've gone backwards, and what do I need to learn out of the situation that I'm at now? Do people really change? Can relationships really change? Have we grown? Because sometimes people can come back together, but it just doesn't feel like that. It just feels more like this is reevaluation and a lesson thing. Because all of our relationship teach us lesson. It's just what lessons do they teach us? We always have soul contracts with people. So you had a soul contract with him and it broke, but sometimes there might be something in that soul contract that needs to be readdressed. And sometimes people have past lives, so then, you know, it feels like unfinished business. And if you don't cut cords, like there's a lot of reasons why people come back in, but that doesn't mean you're supposed to marry the person. It just means you need to reevaluate where the relationship was and what it's about, if that makes sense. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. That happens with relationships too. So whatever vibration you're at, you're going to attract that same thing. So say that you get, for instance, somebody just keeps attracting and attracting like guys that just don't work out, and they all seem like the same type of guy. Well, that's because you haven't healed from the one relationship to change your vibration to attract anything else. You're going to continue attracting that until you work on yourself, change your vibration, get back in alignment, and flow in the right energy. You're going to continue to attract whatever relationship you did before, if that makes sense. Not one that matters, no. I mean, remember, timeline shift, okay? So when I tell you guys, psychic guidance, psychic thoughts, or psychic visions aren't written in stone. It's only possibilities. You have free will to go other directions. Other people have free will. So if you want to go off and get with someone else, that could happen. But the person that I see, Spirit highlights 2027 for that right person, and you being at the right vibration to meet that person. If you don't grow and evolve within yourself, you won't be at the right vibration to meet that person. And I get from now until 2027. Okay, so it's always a range, but 2027 is what they highlight. But the more that you push it, you're going against, like I said, everything has divine timing. It's not on your timing. It's on when it's supposed to happen, because he has to be ready too. It's not just your side that has to be ready. They have to be ready too. The energy has to be right. The timing has to be right. That's just the way it goes. Nothing happens before timing is ready for it to happen. Nothing ever meant for you will pass you by. And the timing that it's supposed to happen. Everything has divine order. Okay? Well, if you're looking for new jobs, that's what the fork in the road would be. But honestly, it feels like, I don't know, with whatever you do, if you can go more private or more on your own, I kind of get that vibe. Or if whatever job it is more independent. But yes, that's what the fork would be in the road. It would be, do I stay with this one career, or do I split off if you find something else? It could be that you find something else that's more appealing, and that's going to be your decision. But the other road feels like it's more independent, or that's just the energy I pick up around it in some way. So when I say fork in the road, that's a choice. Like you're standing there, you have to choose. Do I want to go a totally different direction or do I want to stay with where I'm at? That's your decision to make. I think you may go the new route, but again, you have free will. Okay? You're welcome. I hope it was helpful. Keep me updated, huh? All right. Luciana. Did I say your name right? I hope I did. Your question. Didn't we just answer this question? Did we answer this question on TikTok? Or was that someone else? Okay. I thought you said that you asked. Okay. Because it was weird because they asked that and then you came here and you're like, I'm from Hit TikTok and I'm hoping we move soon. So I was like, yeah, apparently. So I was just making sure. Okay. Trying to get the homeowner shit. So there's a highlight in December, but they also take me to next year, like February timeframe. Like he might sell it by then. You might find something by November of that year. Now, again, these are time frames, but those are that's kind of how they're showing it me with the step. Like if they take me to the end of this year, December highlights. So it might be like, okay, I'm gonna put it on the market or it sells or something like that. Or it sells by February, and then you guys find a place by November, if that makes sense. And why are you getting married like mid next year or something? Why am I getting like July? I keep seeing you in a wedding dress in like July or that time frame, summer, something. They go like May, but then I don't know what the May is about, but it's May and July. I don't know if maybe you're flip flopping between 2 months or what this is. It's okay. And it'll sell when it's supposed to sell. Don't worry. It'll sell. They give me a sold sign, it'll sell. Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting next year, 2026. So it's like they give me May and July. So either you decide in May to do it in July or those are 2 months to choose from. But I really want to go to July, but there's some reason May highlights. It's okay. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. I'm just letting you know that's what I'm getting. Like maybe you were having a hard time choosing, so that's why they showed me. Sometimes sometimes we have a lot happening in our lives. I mean, I think I always have something happening. Tracy always makes fun of me because she said people would not believe the kind of luck that you have and the things that go on in your life. I'm like, I know. It happens sometimes. Sometimes we go through tough transits and things that are changing and growing and things can't change without things being crazy. So change is good, but it's hard, all that kind of stuff. There isn't one. Yeah, you're right. If nothing ever meant for you will pass you by. So if you're hitting walls, then it's the wrong decision and the wrong timing. If you're not hitting walls, then you're good to go. I always listen to I'm really big about signs and alignment, things falling into alignment, signs sending me there, you know. And I'll tell you, I had something like that happen today, and I'll tell you guys about that later when I feel like it's time. But I'm totally all about that. So I find it hard to make definite decisions in those times, but when you're not moving, yeah, sometimes we get in like stuck. Like the transits and the astrology has been really shitty, and like it's kind of like not movement in transits from what I've noticed in the astrology. So don't worry, it'll end up picking up. Yeah, I mean that's what I was getting. I kept seeing your wedding dress, but they kept really highlighting July, but then they kind of threw in May. So you're not pregnant or trying to be pregnant, are you? What's going on over there? Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if you find out you're pregnant in May and then you get married in July. Sorry. I hope that I'm not like ruining anything. Okay. Well, if you're not trying to be, I would definitely use something to not try to be. Be a little more careful. Okay? Just saying. You got a girl coming. And I kind of want to put it in May. So, or getting pregnant in May. Yeah. I'm not saying you'll have it in May, but you could possibly get pregnant in May and then get married in July because that's the way it's coming in. Oh, just saying. I know it was like 3 questions, but I can't help what they give me. Some people are easier to read than others with future shit. I don't know. Hey, it happens. I had somebody tell me, and it doesn't have to be next year either. It could be a different year, but I'm just telling you May highlights for pregnancy and July highlights for getting married. But I had somebody that their mom would always tell them that they were going to have a baby boy. Like every time we do a mediumship reading, it was like twice. And she kept saying, no, I'm not having a baby. Nope, I'm done with kids. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not. It's like a couple months later, she messages me and she goes, I'm pregnant. And we used the day after pill and it didn't work. So you're welcome. So it might not even be this May. I'm just telling you, like May highlights, but they just take me to next year, May and then July. I don't know. A lot of people tell me things aren't going to happen, and they happen the way that Spirit says. So I'll just leave it at that. I need 5 seconds, and then we'll come back and do Haley's. Yeah, no, I'm always having shit happen. It's fucking ridiculous. Tracy can't believe it half the time. Which Tracy's been MIA for like 4 or 5 days. I'm really kind of worried at this point because I literally told her that Sage died and I didn't hear from her. So, oh, thank you. Oh, but I'm fake, right? No, I'm just kidding. We heard that. I don't know how many times I'm like, okay, that's why people always come back to me and tell me I predict stuff. It's okay. 1 second. Let me take care of something real quick. Okay. Sorry, I had to go pee real quick. And Starlight ran in there. I'm gonna have to go let her out in a minute. I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave here by the litter box because she's weird nowadays. All right. Thank you for being a new member, Linda. All right, Haley. So now make sure that you're caught up. So make sure the toggle is all the way at the end so that we can keep it rolling. You can ask your first question. And remember, possibilities. Okay. You still got free will. It's okay if you have a lack thereof. You're supposed to have a lack thereof. I know that's not what people want to hear, and I know a lot of people. Everybody always focuses on love and relationships, but there's a lot more to life than that. There's growth. When we meet the person we're supposed to meet, we meet them. So you're going through a growth spurt right now, is what Spirit's saying, and you're learning how to. You should be learning how to be okay with being alone and navigating life in that way. That's the way it's coming up. So I don't know if you've had some. Yeah, well, communication skills are important, right? And if someone really likes you, they're not going to be poor at communication skills. So rejection is protection and redirection. Everybody hears me say that all the time because Spirit likes to push that. Like, if a relationship doesn't work, you're being redirected somewhere else. Someone better is going to pop in. We get protected all the time from different things. If something's not working out, take it as a thank you. So you didn't have to go through some trauma or whatever. You're being redirected in another direction. So it's meant to work out with someone, it will. I keep seeing a dark-haired guy with like blue or like light eyes or blue eyes. They take me like in next year into 2027. So 2027 feels more like it, but end of next year. Well, however, so when you're going to end up with someone, it'll be with someone within reach, but it could be that person doesn't exist where you're at now, and you may end up moving, things may end up changing for you to meet that person. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it will be online, so if you're trying to meet people online, that's a rarity that ever comes through that something like that will fit for someone, because a lot of times people, yeah, so how you ask a question, you just go make payment, and the link is in the description box, or use the QR code and then come back and wait until I call you. So there's like a spark of like 2026, but it's like end of 2026, end of 2027. So it could be like some kind of chance meeting in 2026, but then you reconnect in 2027. Like it kind of comes across like that. But until then, there feels like there's some growth, evolvement. You have to get to his energy, his vibration, get into alignment with him. He has to get into alignment with you. Like that's how it works. No, it's not. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is a lot of these like spiritual alignments, they're not going to happen online, although I realize that's a lot of like what people try to do, and it can happen like that. But I notice like a lot of the times when I get it, I don't get a lot of that. It's because people, like, that's just not in alignment with a lot of people. Like they're usually supposed to meet somebody in person, and that's what it feels like. I keep getting water connected to this guy, so beach, ocean. So either if you don't live by there now, it's either going to be like you travel there, or you move there, or there's some kind of connection with him there. You guys act like 30 is old. 30 is young to still have time. You have plenty of time to have kids. Again, divine timing. I don't know if there's any sort of water. I don't know anything about Massachusetts. So, you can meet anybody anywhere. It could be again, a vacation, you move, whatever. If you get the chance to do it, then you go. Because sometimes whoever we're supposed to meet isn't where we're at. And that's why the timing is the way that it is, because things have to happen in our life to put us in to where we can meet them. And can you have blood blocks? Absolutely. There can be things in your chart that can be part of your lessons as to why you're not attracting love, meaning that it's not time, you're not supposed to yet. That's part of the hard lessons you chose in this blueprint. Or you can have love blocks from grief, trauma, whatever. Those can be removed and worked on. So that is things as well. But usually, if you're meant to meet someone, you meet somebody when you're supposed to meet them. Linda, I got yours. Putting you on the list. So, I mean, if you already know in your heart that the other guy wasn't going to work out for whatever reason, poor communication skills, red flags, listen to the red flags. You're learning discernment in relationships. Some people don't freaking learn that discernment in relationships, and they continue to follow the red flags. And that's exactly how you got to be. Because the more that you push it, the more that you try to force things, the more out of alignment you get, the more you attract the shitty guys. So that's what you do. You focus on your career, you focus on any kind of passion you have, you focus on self-growth, you focus on, whatever it is else that you can find time to focus on. Because that's when we evolve. We come into this world alone, we leave it alone, and sometimes we have to learn how to be here alone. Because we chose for relationships to be one of the lessons that we are trying to learn. So, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's relationships. Sometimes we have to go through a lot of trash before we find our diamond in the rough. That just happens. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting. It feels like the guy that I'm seeing, like within the next couple years. And yeah, you'll have kids, but that's just not a focus right now. By 35 is what it feels like. And like by 35, I'm not saying at 35, but by 35. And there's a reference to at least 2 kids. Feels like both boys. So yeah, sometimes we have to kiss many frogs. You don't learn otherwise. And that's why it's time to get back into your, you're going to continue to keep attracting frogs if you don't evolve and change the way that you're attracting them. And yeah, Linda, that's what I was saying. I have you. Make sure that you fast forward. $30 is young, you guys. Come on. Well, I mean, you don't ever want to wish that on anybody. I mean, he's going to have his karma coming to him the way that it's supposed to come to him. So remember, rejection is protection and redirection. That happened for a reason. That doesn't mean that he should be miserable. It just means that you guys didn't belong together. And he probably belongs with someone else. The reference that I'm getting, and I've reminded myself of this a lot in the past, and sometimes Spirit will give me my references to kind of teach you guys. So I think I've thought about this a lot, about why it didn't work out with my son's dad and me. Sometimes we're with people for a reason. Mine was just to have Eli. I had to have him with that person. That was who his dad had to be. That didn't mean that I was supposed to be with him forever. And looking at it now, he's more, as he changed and all of that, he's more aligned with whoever he ended up with. And I'm more aligned here. Like, I look at it and I'm like, dude, it would have never worked out raising him together. But we had to bring him into the world. Do you know what I mean? So we always meet our exes for a reason. They always teach us something, regardless if it's something that really breaks our heart or hurts us or whatever. they force us sometimes to get back into alignment and teach us what we don't want in a relationship, teach us to read the red signs. Hopefully we can learn from those mistakes and from that type of person. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how they're doing, like, don't even give it energy. That's their road to walk. That's their soul contract. That's their blueprint. That's their lessons to learn. So let them learn it however they're going to learn it. Yep. Well, you guys forget that you pick whoever you're going to have long term on the other side. You pick all the soul contracts with all the frogs. So you've already picked your soulmate before you ever came here. You already have a soul contract. It's already written when it's supposed to happen, all that. It's like me and my husband. He was supposed to come here he was supposed to be in my life exactly for a year. From the day we met, he died, he passed away a year to the day we met. Our soul contract, well, he was my twin flame, so he put me back in alignment. Without him, I would have never been on this path to be a medium and help people. So he had to come in I had to have the situation and relationship I had with him to grow and evolve for all of that to happen in 1 year exactly. That was our soul contract, so that when he left, I would open up to my gifts. That's how it works. So that's, it was 13 years ago, guys, but that's what I'm saying. That was our soul contract for exactly a year. I would not have found my gifts if it was not for that. So that was the point of that relationship. That's the point of twin flame relationships, is they put you back on path. They put you back on alignment when you're off path. They have to wreck your world to bring you back on path. And to take you into your true purpose. He's not hiding. It's just not time. Divine timing, divine orchestration. That's how it works. You can't force it before that. There's certain transits in astrology that kind of say, okay, this could highlight for this time frame. But again, it really has a lot to do with alignment, divine orchestration, divine timing, all that stuff. A freaking headache in my head. So yeah, you just chill and experience, because that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. That'll all change when you meet somebody. Things, change. So yeah, the more you force, the more out of alignment you get. Not really. I'm kind of just getting like you're riding the wave right now. So, it's really about to continue to stay in alignment and just allow things to be, because I feel like you're riding the wave till the end of this year. Next year, there's going to be some changes. It's either move or travel, but it's definitely moving. Well, you're not going to find the guy dating around, just saying. So keep that in mind. So part of the lessons is to be single and work on yourself and come back into the alignment, focus on other things. Because what happens when that guy's ready and you're dating someone else, but they're not meant for you, and then it doesn't work out, and then the time passes. So not saying to wait, but I'm saying, like, now it's supposed to be empowerment, focus on you, your career, your life, all of that. You'll meet when you're supposed to meet them, how you're supposed to meet them. usually when you're not looking for it and you least expect it. So basically, you're open to a relationship, but you're not out there searching for it. And you meet somebody happenstance. Like, that's how it happens. They're just saying, like, don't go on dating apps and search for it and all of that. Like, you can date around if you want, but you're not evolving alone. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to be with somebody to fill a type of void that you have to learn how to fill yourself. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for your support, Luciana. Luciana. Yeah. So, we have to learn to be happy with ourselves without having somebody else in our life. And that doesn't mean, if someone else comes in your life and it seems like it's going to be a good relationship, I'm not saying fight it. Like, there's usually a lesson you have to learn. Like, people come into our lives for a reason, for a lesson. Do you know what I mean? But next year, it feels like there's some good changes coming. It feels like maybe you're gonna travel somewhere, and it feels like there might be some changes with work, but they're good, or career. So, yeah, I mean, that's the way that it's coming in when it's time. Because remember, too, when it comes to kids, they also have their soul contracts and their blueprints and their timing, and they want to be born when they're supposed to be born. They want to be born when everything aligns for them in the right time, the right day, all of that. So, we're always having lessons. We never stop learning our lessons, ever. We're constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly evolving. And sometimes it feels like you want to give up, but we have to just be like, okay, well, tomorrow's another day. Get back up and try again. And make little tweaks that that can help your life in different ways. I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find love. I have to find love. And I was dating all the wrong freaking people. And then I started doing readings and stuff. And I got to a point, like, for a while, it was like I needed someone. Like, that's how I felt. And then I outgrew that thought process. And then I outgrew that I didn't need anybody. I could do things on my own. I became hugely independent. I did things by myself that I used to need people for and used to need a man for. And I grew a lot and I evolved a lot. I am nowhere where I was back then, 13 years ago. And then I got to a point where it's like, I don't even care anymore how it happens. I'm working on my career, my animals, my family. That keeps me busy enough. And I work too much true crime to even trust a man at this point. Saying. But, I'm like, that's how I feel. And sometimes people go, a long time being single because that's just how it has to be. They have to learn that. They have to learn whatever they're supposed to learn before they attract a person, if they attract a person. Some people are never supposed to have another person. Some people are supposed to live their life alone. Or they had that person when they were younger or whatever. Sometimes that's just how it works. For whatever reason, that's what was chosen. We know and understand it more when we're on the other side, but I know it's hard from a human perspective to get it. So you're growing and evolving. Just, you're young. You have time. You probably just went through your Saturn return too. So, that probably wasn't an easy time. My way to outgrowing that process, I think, is just something well, yeah. I mean, we all want to be happy and we all think that we need that to be happy, but we really don't. I think he'll be around your age. He could be a little bit older, but a little bit older, a little bit younger. They tell me like around your age, but I don't know. Ages are hard. So, Saturn return, it's like the biggest awakening part of your life. It's usually hard for people. That's why when you see people pass at 27, 28. That's Saturn return. That's when I went through my whole awakening with my husband. trying to fix it and I broke it. Yeah, it's your biggest lessons. Saturn is the one that teaches. So that's why Brian Kohlberger was arrested at 28. That's why Ted Bundy was arrested around that time. That's why a lot of people pass away. Yeah, it happens between like 27, 28, 29, 30. Like those. Yep, exactly. So it basically teaches you. It's like one of the hardest times of your life. That's when I lost my husband. That's when I evolved and went through my awakening to do what I do now. So usually sometimes it's harder for other people than it is. Sometimes it's hard for some people and it's for others. I've seen a lot of people passing away lately with 27, 28. So whenever you went through a really hard time, probably a couple years ago or a year or so ago, that would be your Saturn return. Whatever taught you your huge lessons. All right. Okay, I will be right back, Linda, and then we'll do yours. We went overtime on you, Haley. All right, 1 second. Broke my bracelet, damn it. Okay, sorry. What did I miss? Oh, sorry about that, Brooke. Yeah, it's really one of the rough times in your life. You can probably talk to an astrologer or put in your stuff. But it's usually around those ages. Mine was 29, 30. So 27, 28, 29, 30 usually. That's why like a lot of musicians pass around that time too. I just saw somebody else just pass away. She was an influencer or something. She was 28. Like every single one I've seen lately is in that time. So, all right, Linda, are you caught up? Like, did you fast forward? Because it's really hard to do a reading when people are behind. go get my baby out of the bathroom. Oh, my stomach hurts. All right, so what's your question, love? You can frame it into a question. Like, what do you want to know about? Yeah. I mean, if that's how you feel, like I always tell people, like we don't have ideas for no reason. So you're feeling like you need to explore, evolve, move. Yeah. You're definitely supposed to. That's why you're feeling that. You wouldn't be moving if you weren't supposed to. You wouldn't be traveling if you weren't supposed to. But I think it's going to be, make sure it's going to be hard on the kids, right? But you have to go where your heart tells you to go and do what your heart tells you to do. And we always have to follow our passion and our purpose. I'm not going to tell you, no, you have to stay and do something else. That doesn't, but make sure that you make time for your kids. Make sure that you visit, you have phone calls, you have video chats. Like, it's important because I'm telling you, they're not going to be, young or this age forever. It does go by really fast. So it is important, though, that you find out who you are. Oh, they're adults? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter if they're mad then. Just make sure that you keep in contact. That's the thing. Make sure that you're keeping in contact with them because they're still your kids. But it's your life. They felt younger to me. Sorry. They felt like teens or something. But that's just the energy. So you have to focus on you. Sometimes we need to do that. If you weren't happy in your marriage, you left it for a reason. And yeah, that's it too. But they have to get, like, you raised them. It's your turn. Oh, you do have a teen. Okay, maybe that's the one that's having a little bit of a harder time with it because he's younger, or your teenager's younger. Yeah. So that's probably why I was getting that. But as long as you're keeping in contact, you make yourself available for when she needs you, because teen years are tough. You know what I mean? From being a teen how tough it can be. You have questions about boys, you have questions about this and that. Just make yourself available. Like, make sure that you're doing video chats and phone calls and you're having visits, and you know what I mean? Like, make sure that's still there. But as you have to look out for you now, because you have to do what makes you happy. If your passion is to travel and do a different kind of work, then that's, if you weren't happy in your marriage, that people outgrow marriages. People outgrow situations. You're trying to find yourself again, and that's okay. If you weren't supposed to be, you wouldn't feel the nudge to do that. It's called gaslighting. You can't let him do that because you have to do what you want to do. No one can put you in a box. And when you love somebody, You don't make them feel guilty about what they decide to do. Yeah, but I mean, when people want you to be a certain way and you want to do something else, they're never going to make it easy on you, and it's not going to be a good note. You know what I mean? They're still going to have their feelings about it, and they're still going to want to throw it on you for, because you know how it is. It's like that thought's coming to me where men think that they have to take care of everything and women aren't supposed to travel and leave. Like, you got to stay here with me. Like, that's the way that they feel. Some of them, they're in that mindset. But you know, you have to do what you love. You're a healer. You're supposed to heal. And sometimes that healing has to take place in other places. It doesn't, the people that you need to heal and the lives you need to touch aren't supposed to happen in one spot, or you wouldn't be a traveling nurse. That's just the way that it works. You have the career that you have because you're supposed to have it. You're traveling because you're supposed to. As long as it makes you happy and it's your passion, that's always your purpose. We're all people pleasers at one point. That's where we learn lessons of boundaries. And, how much people pleasing are we going to do? You do have a calling, or you wouldn't be doing it. Like I said, people do things for a reason. I do mediumship for a reason. You do nursing for a reason. I couldn't do anything else. My Scorpios and my midheaven Scorpio, like, I'm not supposed to do anything else for a career. Now I can do side hustles and stuff, but I still have to do that. I don't know what your astrology is, but you obviously are supposed to do it. You have healer energy because I can feel it. I can see the green around you. You are supposed to do that. But the people that you need to help and those lives that you need to touch aren't in one spot. That's why you want to travel doing it. It's like a calling for you. And again, your passion is always your purpose. If you're passionate about it, you're living your purpose. And you won't be happy until you're living your purpose. You'll be out of alignment. Yeah. I mean, most of the time they do. Was your brother dealing with like a lot of like depression or something like that? You went through an awakening too. You know what I mean? You went through awakening from that loss. Okay, was he responsible for his own passing, or did his actions lead to it? I guess we should say. Okay. With the pew pew? And a lot of people think just because of the way somebody passes that they're stuck. That's not really how it works. So, is he the reason my head hurts all of a sudden? Okay. So then he takes he would be taking responsibility, right? With the pew pew. Because I keep getting I'm sorry. And I feel like because of that and because of that situation, you chose to do what you do. So it's almost like an awakening for you. Kind of in the way that my husband was the awakening for me that leads me to do this. That situation was the awakening for you to continue on your path. And sometimes that happens. But no, he's fine. You can't save him. That's the thing. People make their own choices and decisions. And you have to release the guilt of not being able to, because there's nothing you could have done differently that would have changed the outcome. Sometimes it's tied to our soul contracts, and sometimes sometimes they break their soul contracts. But there's nothing that you could have done. Like, he made his own decisions. And he stopped things the way that he felt was the best way to stop them. He felt like he couldn't live like that anymore. So, and he was bringing everybody down. So, he says he knows that it hurts the ones that he loved and loves, but he felt like his peace was more important at the time. But, you know, he's sorry. He couldn't think of any other way. Like, basically, he said it was torture when he was here. So it was very much a release on the other side. He's very happy, and he's a lot freer. He doesn't have to live with all that he was experiencing. Yeah. So it was like a release. Like, he found peace, and it was the only way for him to. And so he needs you to know that he's okay. Yeah. Nothing else you could have done. Okay. So he wants you to release the guilt of that, because you couldn't have done anything different. Do you know if, like, when he was younger, before all the PTSD and stuff, if he liked to play basketball? Or if one of your kids do? I don't know. I keep seeing someone bouncing a basketball. Oh, it's his son. Okay. So he knows that that's just a validation. Sorry. But he doesn't want you to have any guilt or blame about any of it. I keep getting 35 too, so I don't know if it's a significant age for something happening. That's the way it's coming in. Or there's another reason for it. When he was 35? Okay. Yeah, I don't think he was either in his right state of mind, but that was just to cover everything up. Like, it was his way of trying to make things stop it. I think in turn it made it worse, and that's unfortunately what a lot of people with PTSD do. I have an ex-friend that has that problem too because of PTSD. It's just a way of dealing with it. So he's in a much better place than he was here, and he just keeps saying, I just heard him say, there's nothing you could have done, Linda. So, like, I literally heard him say your name. Which may be what he would say. Maybe that's the way he would say it when he wanted to be serious about something. So, he says, it changed me. And I don't know if he used to like to fish or something like that, because he's fishing on the other side. I said, do you know if he fished at all or liked fishing? Because he's fishing on the other side. Because he shows me he's out on a boat fishing, and he tips his hat at me. So, yeah, it's like a pond. But he showed me like him in like a little boat, like on the other side. But it's like it looks like a smaller body of water, and he's fishing over it. But he like tips his hat at me that he's wearing. Reminds me of like a fishing hat. Also, 43. I don't know how that number makes sense. If that's age or whatever. Yeah, there's versions of that on the other side. So they make their own version of heaven, whatever they felt happy at. Plus, it's validation. Why are they trying to do that? Okay. So before 43. How old are you? Hey, welcome. He was giving me. Did something happen at 43 though for you? Like maybe in relation to him or something else? You have a brother who's 43. Okay, but nothing happened with you at 43? He could just be validating brother's age. I just want to make sure I'm understanding that, like, you weren't 43 when he passed, or, oh, you haven't told that brother. Was this like recent then? Maybe that was his way of bringing up the brother, was bringing up the age. Sometimes they do that. It's easier to get a number than a name sometimes and stuff. Do you guys know an Aaron at all anywhere, first or middle? Okay, so maybe that's why. That's the reason. Okay, who is he at? Who is he? That was just his way of bringing up brother, I guess. Kind of a weird way to do that. Okay, Hey, Joanne, who's Aaron then? Your son-in-law. Okay. It's just a validation, I guess. All right, girl. He's blowing kisses and letting you know he loves you. So I hope that all that was helpful. You're welcome. That's kind of what's been happening, like with these little hybrid readings sometimes, most of the time. Good. I'm glad. All right, no one leave. I'll be right back. I need to take a short break. A short break. Sorry, guys. So if you wanted to ask a question, it's scrolling across the bottom. You guys here? We have 3 with. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. I don't know. Spirit's sometimes good with like ages with me or numbers sometimes. It just depends. Whatever they can get through clearest, but they tend to do that a lot anyways. Like bring up specific ages and years and numbers. But yeah, that makes sense as long as that makes sense to you. Why he would do it. Sometimes they do that. Yeah, TikTok was being a jerk, but I've been doing pretty good on TikTok lately, and I always thought about like new people coming in because I don't get a lot of new people on YouTube, and my same followers can only get so many readings. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like having to push it. My stomach is flipping hurting. But I don't have enough yet, so I'm here. It's like 164 his cremation and for the private cremation, and I owe them some money for meds, but I'm sure they let me do that in another day. I just have to come up with that because they have to pay the company and they can only hold them so long. I don't know if they'd hold them another day or not. They could, but they're pretty flexible. They're really great. They're really great people. I have an amazing vet. And every time that freaking emergency happens or something happens, it's always on the weekend. And she usually they're on Saturday, like cleaning and stuff. So she always sees me. She's never turned me down because she knows that emergency vets are crazy. No, Sage is a rabbit. That dog's fine. He hasn't had problems since. Paid like $80 for meds that day, and he never had another problem. So I don't know. She doesn't even know what it was. We don't know what it was. No, Sage was my bunny. Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, as good as, can be expected. I'm just trying to get taken care of. Because like I said, I had the money and then I put it into my business that I'm trying to start. Yeah, that was shitty. She still doesn't know if it was like a seizure or like he just like had like a nerve thing in his back. I don't know. We gave him he never did it again. I gave him some medicine and that was it. And how old is he? He's gonna be 13, I think, in April. He's a Chihuahua though. But Violet's 14. She's getting on up there. Yeah, I apologize for that. Hopefully it didn't mess everything up too bad. But no, it's just a like really weird, very fast. The thing about bunnies is they hide things, and my vet doesn't even really know. It's just like very fast. So, like I was getting him ready to go to take him to her, and he passed. It was shitty. And he was fine before. He was eating and everything, and then he just stopped eating. And so I thought GI stasis. So I was told I hope I didn't screw that up more, but I was told to give gas drops, and she said give him naloxone because I had some while she was getting to the office. I did that, but he seemed to decline really fast. So I don't know. She said that his ear looked really swollen, but he had only quit eating that day. He seemed fine before that. So I don't know. That's the problem with rabbits is they hide their illness because they're prey animals and they don't show anything until like they're dying. So I don't know. I put him on. He seemed like the end of his ear seemed really cold, so I put him on like a heating pad, wrapped him in a towel, and I was getting the crate together just to have it, even though I was going to hold him. And I came back in, he was gone within like a couple hours of him not eating. It was really jacked up. But he seemed to get worse after I gave him that. And she said she didn't even think it was GI stasis, but that's normally what happens with rabbits. So it was just really weird because he was really healthy. She said she doesn't understand it either. So it's crappy. And I can't bury him here because I have a dog that digs like 3-foot holes. So, it was crappy. It was shitty. And you go through your head like, could I have done this differently? Could I have done that differently? Did I screw up? What the heck? And that's, I think, what I'm having a hard time with is going over in my head, like what I missed or did I miss something? You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to talk about it. I'll start crying. And I can't do that right now. Yeah, if I had money, I probably could. I tried to pull my Rainbow Bridge cards today, and I couldn't. I just started bawling when I pulled them out. I was like, I am not ready for this right now. I got him the same day that I lost Fern, and they were the same exact color, and there's like a whole story with that. So she was another one that liked to hide whatever was wrong with her. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. That's why I'm trying to start my side hustle. So if you guys want to join in fun lives with glitter cups, if that's something you'd be interested in having customized, I don't know if I'm going to do YouTube. I might. I don't know how popular it is here, but TikTok is where it's popular at. So that's it's under Starlight Creations on TikTok. But it would be the whole name is Cosmic Starlight Creations. So if you guys want to follow that, cuz I'm going to start it on like my my Psychic Sleuth channel because I have followers, but then I eventually want to kind of separate it, I think. But that's hopefully my side hustle that's going to get me back on track, because that way I can focus on true crime and like not just drain myself and stress myself out. I got to do something else. So hopefully it does good. Some people do pretty good with it, so hopefully. I'd have to do a reading on that. I can't do that tonight. Is that the one that went apparently camping or something with his parents? Kind of like Dior. Hey, Dior never did, but just saying. I have a 15-year-old as my husband's bestie, so when he goes pretty... Yeah, well, I just lost my 20-year-old Chihuahua in May. That was easier because I was preparing for that for a little bit, and she actually stayed on for longer than I thought she would. So, yeah, I get that. I'm going to have a lot of losses, all right? Because that's what happens when you have animals, but I need to get in a better situation in my life, so... Doesn't mean that I'm going to quit. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit, doing true crime stuff, but... No, you have to send me the information, but I usually don't pick cases because I'm not supposed to, I don't work every case because it's just, I have to be in alignment with it. But if you want to send it to my email, I can't do it tonight. I'm just not in the headspace for true crime, and I don't like to do a true crime live readings anymore because it kind of messes things up. I just notice I don't know. I don't want interference. That's the way I guess I could say it. I know Jack and Lily, that's parental though, allegedly. So, but yeah, I'd have to take a look at it. You have to send me the information through email. Like just shoot me an email. So I feel you. Everything timing. I put out a new video with him. I had a dream, but everything has timing, guys. That includes people being found. Well, that's why I'm trying to do a side hustle, because I have to do something else too. This isn't working anymore for me by itself. unfortunately. No, don't even worry, guys. It's okay. That's exactly why I'm trying to do a side hustle, because I understand. The same people can't keep getting readings, and I just, right now my reach isn't working. Like, nothing's working. So I have to, I'm gonna have to do a side hustle, and then I'll have energy to do more true crime, hopefully. So I'm excited about it, though. I'm like super excited as long as it works out, but I know it's gonna be frustrating at first. I know it's gonna be super frustrating at first. Yeah, I haven't heard about it. Just shoot me an email and I'll tell you what I need. It just popped up on my news break. They just returned back to the home. That's so what about that timing, huh? You just asked me about it. It just popped up on the news break. So yeah, I'll probably work it. That's a sign for me. I go by signs and feelings. So just, I guess I could find it myself, the information I need. I'll have to work it later though. I mean, Christy's book is good. I have a bunch of books here. I don't know where they are to suggest that I haven't even really read, honestly. I just get help with it. I don't know what other books I have. I know. I don't even know where they are to show you what they are, because I put them somewhere. I hid them so well. I haven't really used them lately. The rulership book, Christy McIntosh's book. Those are the only ones I think I know about. It seems like they think the family's involved, or they wouldn't go back to the home. So that's probably what it is. If it's Jack and Lily vibes, then yeah, that's what it is. I don't care if they pass a lie detector test. It's all in the chart. There's another one I had too that I mentioned. I don't see it. I put it away. I cleaned my desk off and I put it somewhere. It's either here or here. Here it is. This one's really helpful. I use this one the most. I have Christy somewhere though. Forensic Astrology for Everyone by Caroline Lilly. Hey, Justice, no. Hang on. I gotta go stop that little stinker. But yeah, Christy McIntosh's, and like I said, you need a rulership book. Back, sorry. Dogs. Pain in the booty. No problem. Yep. Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with that. The maid and her husband and I think the gardener, like, no. So it's all on there. There's playlist. It doesn't honestly feel good, honestly. There's a reason the cops are going back to the house, so. Kind of feels like Jaden vibes a little bit for some reason. That case just came to me. The one that was like recent. Jaden, what was his last name? His mom said that he ran off in Jaden's case. And yeah, she was the one that did it. Buried him by the creek or something. Kind of get that vibe. No, it starts with an S. Jaden, Justice, leave that alone. No, Jaden, it was recent. Because I got the name Jaden in Idaho 4, and that's why I think that it was that case. I was gonna do Spicer. Jaden Spicer. Hey. My dogs are starting to get weird. Well, they must not think, you know what I mean? They must not think that it's like a runaway, like we gotta find him right away. They must think that something's off too, or they wouldn't be treating it like that, if that makes sense. They must kind of already know what happened. Which is kind of like how Jaden's was, I think, if I remember right. Like his mom was like, I don't know, trying to pretend like he was stolen or something. And Justice. Oh, okay. Yeah, look up Jaden Spicer though. It feels more like that. From what you're telling me without knowing anything. But yeah, Jack and Lily vibe. I mean, yeah. Anybody that with eyes can see what went on there. Narcissists are really good at passing lie detector tests, so that means nothing to me. Allegedly. All right. Well, are we done with readings tonight? If so, I'll probably go early on YouTube or TikTok tomorrow. And hopefully they don't restrict me again. And if I go earlier, maybe I'll get a different group. I don't know. I'm like $20 short, I think. Thanks. Yeah, I kind of have by tomorrow. I'm going to give them what I have, I think, or I might go to bed kind of early and get up kind of early and see if I can get on TikTok and see what I can do. Like I said, I had it and then I put it into the business because I needed glitter because I got the wrong glitter. And because I'm an idiot. So yeah. Yeah, you can ask a question. Anybody can ask a question. That's what I was asking. Are we done with questions or not? So I don't want to just stay here. But if anybody wants questions, yeah. I have noticed my mediumship's been coming a lot easier when I'm doing intuitive guidance, though. That started on TikTok. So I'm pretty happy about that. Like a question about it? I don't know what you mean. Because that would be mediumship. It wouldn't be a psychic question. And I can't promise I can get an answer. Oh, the psychic sleuth at gmail.com. I was only doing intuitive, but if you want to do that, yeah, but it wouldn't be 13. If you wanted to do a mediumship, I would do like a mini mediumship for like $40 if you want to do that. And you'd have to send me a picture of him. Or you could do intuitive guidance, ask me an intuitive guidance question. Oh, sorry. Or you could do the 30 minute, I can't even talk. Or you could do the 15-minute intuitive guidance, ask an intuitive guidance question, then ask about your loved one, the kind of the way that she did with her brother, and see if I can pull him in. Because that's new, so I can't promise it that way because I always direct connect. But if I can't, I guess we could always try. So if you could do it either way. Or I'd even do it for 30, I guess, but it would just be shorter. Direct connect. So whatever way you want to do it. Okay, yeah. If you do the 30 and send an intuitive question, and then we talk about that, and then you can ask about your loved one, and we could see what we can get. If I can't get him specifically, we can try a picture, but we'll try that because that's been working lately, and that's new. So I didn't used to do that before. I always tried to separate my mediumship and intuitive guidance because I always kind of had to, because I like to build the connection, and it's easier to connect to a picture and stuff. And I can't promise not a picture that I'll get that person. Do you know what I mean? So that's new. I mean, but the thing is I don't know if I can answer the question, because if they don't answer it, I can't answer it. And they don't always answer it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't have control over it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So I can't promise that. So that's up to you. Hey, Chrissy, thanks for being a member. So it's up to you on what you want to do. Just let me know. Well, that's kind of mediumship. Do you have anything you want to ask about your life first? Where'd you go, Starlight? Oh, my back is killing me. Oh my god. I usually have to sit forward because Starlight's behind me, but she got down. What are you doing down there? You guys hear me? Yeah, I just heard there's no time like the present. So, actually, this is a really good time. So usually when we get ideas or we get feelings, it's for a reason. So we have to follow those gut instincts, those feelings. We don't get them for no reason. That's the way our guides communicate with us, is through nudges, thoughts, ideas. So if you're getting that idea, especially now, then yeah. But I also heard no time like the present. And I think it might take a little bit to grow, but next year it seems like it'll take off more next year, but now is the good time to grow it, to start building it. Does that make sense? And I don't know where the computers are coming in with you. It has anything to do with that, or if you work with them. I'm not really sure what that is about. Yeah, pretty soon this administration is going to be done. So let's try not to worry so much with this guy, because we can't let it hold up our life. If something's meant to happen, it'll happen and it'll go that way. I mean, like I said, I feel now's the time. It'll build, but then it's not going to really take off. I mean, it'll do better next year. Like it'll continue to grow. Like everything, starts somewhere and then it grows. Hey, what the heck was that? Hold on. Hold on a second. Sorry, Starlight got stuck. Okay, that didn't count against any of your time, so don't worry. All right, so I did that with the ball. So that good on that question? Do you have another question or? No. She got stuck. She's a long story. She's been weird since something happened with Hope, and she's not going where she's supposed to be going to the bathroom at. So she got herself stuck under the dog bed. You're all good. Don't even worry about it. I just thought that too. I was like, she's gonna think something. No. She got herself stuck under the dog bed because she went under there. And then all the dogs like wanted to see what she was doing. So no, you're good. And she was getting bothered, so she made a scream. Because she's talking. You're all good. Has nothing to do with that. You don't have bad energy or anything. Don't say that. But does that make sense with your business and stuff? Do you know where, do you currently work with computers, or where am I getting like computer work or technology? I'm seeing it as a computer, so I don't really know what it means. Okay. Did your dad have something with the head? Because I'm getting a headache all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. It doesn't have to do with his passing, but it could be ailment symptom. Oh, you work in administration? Okay, so you work with computers then? That makes sense. Such a troublemaker, dude. Because I even get it with like blood pressure and stuff like that. So anything to do with the head. Yeah, especially if you could do the perfume business like with like natural essences. Oh no, pheromones really big now. I don't know why that came to my mind. Okay. Huh. You know anybody else on the other side? Has anything to do with the head? Can be stroke, can be head trauma, it can be anything to do. Or somebody that just had headaches or high blood pressure. Yes. Or anything with the head. Can even be stroke. It feels more my head is hurting, so I'm trying to figure out where it comes from. I can get headaches with Alzheimer's because it's like a change in the brain. So sometimes it does do that. I've had it do that in other readings. And I don't know if they can experience headache with Alzheimer's. I think we figured out they could. Because I think that's happened in another reading. Get out of there, Justice. God damn. Was your dad a businessman at all ever in his life? Or did he ever wear suits? Okay, but was there ever a specific time at any point where he dressed up in a suit? It's either not him. He could be talking about you. I just see a man in a suit. This is what happens when I try to do that. Sometimes they come in easy and sometimes they don't when I don't use a picture. I have to figure out who's talking. It just depends. Stupid flies. Do you This flies drive me crazy. Do you know about his dad? Because I just heard his dad. The suit looks like blue. So I don't know if it's you or because. Well, I wonder if you find out, tell me, okay? Because it's gonna bug me. Because usually if I get things, it's for a reason. Even if it doesn't fit who you're trying to talk about, it'll fit somebody. That's like connected. But if you find out, let me know. Because I heard like his dad, but then it's like a blue suit. So I don't know. Just hang on to anything, and if you find out later, just let me know. Because it'll drive me crazy. Did your dad like to okay. I just keep seeing a male in a blue suit, so I don't know how it fits. Was there okay, because I'm also getting a reference to don't tell me, but I'm like afraid to say anything now because nothing's clicking. I'm getting a reference to like a car accident, and this could be someone that passed in a car accident, or it's just somebody had a car accident. So I'm getting a reference to that, and I also keep seeing like your dad painting like landscapes. So I don't know if he liked to paint landscapes or if he ever painted landscapes. Okay, there's the head. All right, thank you. Okay, that makes sense. I'm glad you thought of it because that headache is just not like it has to fit somewhere. That makes sense. Okay, where's a significant car accident at? Okay. Yep. That would be a head thing. That's why I was saying it could be a stroke or anything like that. That's what it kind of feels more like, yeah. Usually when I get a headache, it's something like that. She was in her car when the stroke. Did she have a car accident with it? Yeah, I am. As soon as if people want them, I'm in the middle of one right now. My eyes are starting to get dumb. Okay, this is a significant car accident. I keep seeing it. I don't know if you know anybody ever that you can connect to that. If not, then hang on to it, because I'm getting a bunch of people coming in for you, and this is why I don't like spirit led, because it's getting confusing. I just lately, whenever I've done the hybrid, everything works out fine. People ask about someone and someone will pop in and it'll be really easy. But with you, I just keep getting a bunch of different things. So no, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with spirit. This is why I like to direct connect though, with when you're trying to get someone specific. Because there's something about significant about a car accident. Now, it doesn't mean the person passed, but I keep getting reference to one, and it keeps repeating unless it belongs to somebody in chat. But I'm also getting, so I keep flip-flopping here. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter when. If it happened, I'll still pick it up. Thank God, because you make me. I feel like I'm like losing it because they keep repeating it. And then when it doesn't click right away, I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to say it's there. And then there's a reference to like taking responsibility for their passing. So whatever they did led to their passing. Sometimes doesn't come into as unaliving themselves, or whatever their actions were that led up to their passing. So they keep flip-flopping between the accident and that. So it's like two different energies trying to come in at once. Hey. Who? The cousin or someone else? The cousin? Okay. See, my head's still freaking hurting. So I don't know if that's him or your aunt. Hey, Missy. So that would fit him and not your dad, right? I just want to make sure because it's not. It's kind of confusing. Okay. Because that's why I think your dad was trying to come at the same time your cousin was. It's okay. Just hang on to it if it doesn't make sense. So it could be someone else in the family that was more into business or wore suits. That could be the dad that maybe his dad, or, it doesn't, or they're talking about you. I don't know if you wear one. That's one thing. Like I always say, if it doesn't fit now, just hang on to it. Maybe someone in the family knows something about someone on the other side. I just seen a male in a blue suit. So just bring that up and see. But So you're saying yes to taking responsibility? Is that what you're saying yes to? Okay, but it doesn't fit your dad, right? Yeah, and I'm not really doing mediumship. It's just supposed to be intuitive guidance. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Your dad taking responsibility for his passing. Yes. Okay. It's scrolling across the bottom. You just make your payment, the QR code or the description link, and get on the list. It's just intuitive guidance, though. They're not all mediumship unless somebody comes through. Okay, but was there something that happened earlier on in your dad's life that made him kind of an alcoholic? Like I feel like it's genetic, but I also feel like there's some tough things that he witnessed or was around or something like that that kind of made him turn to alcoholism, if that makes sense. And was he kind of an angry drunk? Because I hear the word abusive, and that can be okay. That's what I thought. Do you know if he was ever a part of or witnessed a situation where there was a bunch of guys kicking another guy on the ground? Okay. I don't know if it was like a part of his lifestyle or he was like a part of like, it feels like, I don't know if he witnessed or was around this, but I keep seeing there's a vision of like this guy being kicked on the ground and there's multiple people around him doing it. So, I'm not really sure if like he had done something at one point or that's him. I'm not sure, but that's what I see. So yeah, if you can find that out, I appreciate it. Hey. He says I'm sorry for my mistakes. And also, do you know if his dad was kind of like the same way to him? Because it feels like learned behavior and also genetic. Like it made them both like they weren't people that should have drank. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Because I feel like there's more than just that is the reason why your dad drank. I feels like there was some like heavy things in his life that, because a lot of times people will turn to alcohol because they're trying to feel numb from certain things or they don't know how to deal with certain things. That's kind of what it feels like, besides it being like a learned behavior or genetic, if that makes sense. Was there a point where like he wasn't in your life? Like he bailed? He's using the words I bailed. And that can be emotionally too, but does that make sense? Because I'm also getting distance. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because he's like, I bailed. But he said it was out of protection for you, though. Out of protection for people that he loved deep down that he didn't know how to show love to, because I feel like he didn't really know what love was or how to show it, and he didn't know how to stop the drinking, and he didn't want to like bring everybody down with him. So that's so it's almost like if he would have stuck around, he feels like your life would have been worse. So he left out of protection so that there wasn't any more abuse, there wasn't any anger, there wasn't like he didn't know how to stop, so that's why he left. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I feel like there was more of a reason for you because it didn't have anything to do with you. So he doesn't want you to blame you for that. To blame yourself for that. I think that he felt like if he stuck around he would ruin you. Because if you see this, right? How did those one did they turn out a certain way? Because I feel like it was still protection when you were younger. That's the way it feels. Like he was trying to, in his own way, protect you from ruining you in his mind. Or he just saw more potential in you. So I'd be curious where those ones that he stuck around for, like how they're doing in life. Um, that's because you must understand why he abandoned you, but you're not ruined. It didn't have anything to do with you. You're not ruined. You can't take it personal. In his mind, he thought he was doing the right thing at that time. And, he probably had other places he was going. Do you know what I mean? Um, you have to get over the thought of he abandoned me because he didn't love me or he hated me or there was something wrong with me. You have to get over that because that wasn't the reason. You also have to remember who he was and that he probably wasn't in his right mind half the time. And again, rejection is protection. So you were being protected so that you could be on a better path, even though you're thinking or feeling that way about, him abandoning you and you feeling ruined. You're not ruined. You're doing good. You're doing the best that you can. You have to get over that. That's your own thoughts. It didn't have anything to do with you and the person you are, any of that. It had to do with him. He might be doing good, but he might, struggle with some things. If this guy continued to be, mean and abusive, there might be some things there that the brother's really good at hiding. He says, consider yourself lucky. That's the words that I heard. And he's like, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I know I never told you that when I was here. So I hope that was helpful. I know it took him a minute to come in, but I feel like he said what he wanted to say that was important. Yep. So that's why he's telling you that now, because he feels like you need to hear it and you need to know it, because he didn't know how to love when he was here. He didn't know how to say it. It wasn't that he didn't love you. He didn't know how to show love. He didn't know how to be a good dad. He sees things different on the other side now. So he does love you. He is proud of you. He needs you to continue to move forward knowing that he's proud of you and heal from all of this, because you hold on to a lot of the trauma and it's just holding you back. It's time to release it now. It's not yours to carry, he says. This is not your burden to carry. This is not for you to carry. This is a soul contract with both of you. Now you have to grow and from what you learned from it, and know that this wasn't ever about you. This was his issues, like he's saying. Okay? My head hurts. See, this is what happens is I have to bring in the other people first if they want to talk before I can get who you want sometimes. So when I'm doing spirit led, so like we had to have the cousin come in and your aunt come in, because I still got a freaking headache that keeps coming back. Before he could push through. So that's usually because I don't know why. I don't know why it works like that, but got control. So I hope that reading and the parts that he gave you from him were supposed to be, they're supposed to aid in your healing from the situation and from all of that. Like, he wants you to leave the past behind as much as you can and move forward with knowing what you know now. And knowing that the role that he played here in life is not who he is on a soul level. And, he can love you so much from the other side as a dad that he never could hear. Now, I don't know why my shoulders start hurting, my right shoulder. So I don't know if that fits anybody, unless it's the person with the car again. You have a frozen shoulder. Is it your right one? Because my shoulder just started hurting. I don't even know what causes that. Oh, it's both. And yeah, I bet. The right one is the one that, started hurting right now. Red light therapy might help. And massage. I don't know. I don't know why I keep seeing this and it's bugging me, and I don't know if it's for you or somebody else. Why do I see someone trying to like break into a door? Not like, obviously the shoulder is your shoulder thing, but I keep someone like trying to get into the door. You know how like someone will hit a door to try to get in? I don't know why I keep seeing that. So I don't know who that fits for, or if it's a warning. I'm not sure what that is. It's kind of gonna drive me nuts. But red light therapy may help you on that. But you can stop making my arm hurt now, please. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know what it's about. I just keep seeing it, and if I don't say it, it won't go away. So I don't understand it. Unless it doesn't mean it doesn't fit for you, it might fit for somebody else. Don't apologize. I'm just playing with you. It comes with the territory. It's all good. All good in the hood. I hope that was helpful in a growth way. I know it took me a minute to get him, but I could hear him being very specific in what he was saying, like in his wording. Now my head is throbbing. What the hell? Okay, that's enough. I don't need to feel that anymore. Thank you. We're done. Thank you. Thank you. We are doing that right now. Hey, Amy. You're welcome. All right. I saw a couple people asking about readings. Are you wanting one? If not, I'm off here. Thank you so much for doing that, Alpha, and getting me caught up. Anything else would take care of my bill for Freya's medicine. So I'm gonna get it paid off, and then it's gonna be time. It's gonna be time to get it again. Her freaking what is it called? Prozac is expensive because it's like a different kind. Because let me tell you, when she had her tail cut off, like they had to give her like 3 different kinds of medication, and then on the way home, I thought she was gonna freaking have a panic attack. I had to take her back and have them give her something else because she was freaking out. Tracy was on the phone with me. I thought she was gonna like hyperventilate. She has such like crazy anxiety. It's nuts. Thank you. It's like freaking, it's like $40 every couple of weeks for her meds. It's nuts. It's expensive. Well, Magic's is like $12. I think it's because of the kind it is and the dosage. So, see why I have to start a side hustle? But I'm like, I promised her I'd pay her last week and I didn't do it. So hopefully my cup business will get started this week though. I'm excited about that. I'm trying to get everything caught up on so I could take a couple days and do the flooring and the room and everything so that we can start off in there. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. See if I get that done. They're coming tomorrow to do the septic for my mom's place. So I don't know if we're going to get to finish it, but that's another reason everything that this side hustle's got to take off so I could pay her back for my car and we could finish her house because I feel like she's talking about moving in already. I'm like, Mom, it doesn't even have insulation or anything else set up. I'm like, you'll die in there. You have to wait. So, yeah. Anyways. But, like I said, I'm going to try to do it I might have to do it under like this profile on TikTok, but if anybody's interested in following the one I eventually want to take us to, it's going to be Starlight Creations. And Tracy gave me that name. I don't know where she went to. She's fallen off the face of the earth lately. Yeah, it was a tough one, Amy. It was a tough one. It's been a tough one. Yeah, no, so this is like, thank you, Deborah. That's very nice. I had a shower, maybe that's it. And you know, I did my hair myself and I think it turned out really good. My mom, she usually gives me shit, but she like actually gives me compliments on it all the time. Exactly. That's what I work for, is to take care of the animals, and I still have so much else I need to do. Like some need like checkups and stuff. So that's what I'm like, I gotta do a side hustle, man. Thank you. It looks professional, huh? I think it actually, I had it professionally done and you couldn't even really see. But these ones I like. I went a little crazy on the highlights, you know. But yeah, no, hers is like $80 a month because it's like, well, that's not even including the trazodone that comes with it. That Violet also gets, thank God for Thunder, but or when I'm gone. But the trazodone is cheap, but that's, so it's basically like 50 or $60 like every 2 weeks. So I'm like, side hustle, here I come. So I'll try my best to, you know, still do. I'm hoping it will allow me to do more true crime, because it will take care of my bills, but it's still going to take a lot of work because I have to grow a following doing it, and you have to be really consistent in it. So I'm going to do the best I can. And I got a lot of cool stuff, Halloween cups, a lot of neat things, astrology. Yeah, I think it's going to be cute. I have some things I haven't seen other people have, so people can customize them. So we will see. We'll see how far along I get, and if I actually get the floor and stuff done. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to start here and then take it from there, which will be hard. What do you mean? What do you mean, Deborah? My stomach is like super weird tonight. No. But yeah, she's a lunatic. My vet even told me, she was like, oh, I tell people all the time to like ensure my platform. You know, unfortunately, if you go look at my views right now, they suck. Same thing with TikTok, they suck. I got restricted in TikTok tonight for not even doing what they said I was doing. We were like randomly talking, and we were talking about self-harm stuff. I'm like, you guys are tripping out, or sending people to another platform. I'm like, I mean, maybe I don't know, were we talking about YouTube or something? But the other thing, no, I shouldn't have gotten a restriction for. So I don't know if my notification, like people aren't getting their notifications about the videos, or my videos just suck now, but they're not getting views. So I don't know. I've got to do something else because I just do. Only people can only get so many readings, and some people at times are hard right now. So, yep, I gotta do something else. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes good. But I always ask people, like, and show them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sucks. And somebody said today, because I had posted about Dior, And somebody said, "Oh, I can't wait to watch it." I'm like, "It's been posted for like a week." And then Laura said, "Dude, I haven't gotten any of your notifications, and I know my notifications are on." She's like, "I'm getting notifications for everything else. My views are not. They're just they're the worst they've ever been, for whatever reason. I don't know." And I did change the way that I do kind of do things, but that's just for accuracy and so I can pump them out faster. So I don't know what to say. It's weird. I think the algorithm, for some reason, like if I have to take a break because I'm not feeling good, that's the other thing too. I do a lot of it without any rest. Like I'm always having to work, and I don't get a break. And if I don't get a break, I burn out and I crash for like a week, and then I'm screwed because I can't post anything. I can't catch up on anything. I can't, can't do anything but the readings for that week. So it totally, like, I've got to find something that doesn't drain me so well. I mean, I found something. Now I just have to do it when I'm waiting for my supplies, but I have to do something that doesn't drain me completely, that I can actually take days off, and I'm not constantly trying to, oh, I got to pay for this. Oh, I got to pay for that. Oh, shoot, this happened with my dog. I got to come up with that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't live like that survival mode anymore. I've done it for like a really long time, and I can't do it anymore. So I will do my best to keep up with both, but I'm going to have to try to build that other business up. And if I do like a regular job, then I can't do this anymore. I definitely won't have time and energy. And I won't be happy because that's just not my chart. So next year things are supposed to get better, but I've seen people be really, really successful with it. So hopefully I'll be one of those people. I think a lot of the notifications aren't going through. Sometimes I get yours, sometimes not. I don't know. I think there's a way to fix it. If you're not getting notifications, it's Casper's bark is so deep. It's so cute though. Because he is so cute. So fix notifications. How to fix YouTube notifications not working. There's YouTube videos on it. Okay, so it says, check your account, ensure you are signed into the correct YouTube account. Enable notifications, go to your devices and ensure that YouTube's notifications are enabled. Adjust channel settings. For channels you subscribe to, check their notification settings to ensure they are set to send notifications. Browser setting. If you're using browser, check notification settings for YouTube in Chrome or other browsers. App permissions. Make sure the YouTube app has the necessary permissions to send notifications. By following these steps, you should be able to resolve the issue of not receiving notifications on YouTube. If the problem persists, consider reaching out. YouTube supports. Ridiculous. And then there's videos about it. So if you're not getting it, I think there's a whole bunch of videos on how to fix it. So no, I'm not an astrologist. I get help with my astrology. So I don't like to work with people most of the time unless I really like them. I was working with one guy and he fell off the face of the planet now, so he didn't respond to any of my messages. I don't have good luck with people. And then, and I'm not an astrologist. I can't read astrology. I get help with the astrology. I'm still learning it. So, yeah, no, it wouldn't be anything like that. And that I shouldn't have to do that anyways. I shouldn't have to collab with anybody else. But there's nobody else I would collab with on here so far. I usually get screwed over, so I stay far away from people. these days. Yeah, no, definitely not her. Bullshit. She talked a lot of shit about with me to Steven, but I don't even know if Steven's telling the truth on that. But yeah, no, I don't. Sorry. No, thank you. No, she's working with somebody she should be telling the truth to, and she's not right now. So, no offense. But no, thank you. All right, if no one else is wanting readings, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here for 3 hours. If she's a real astrologist, she would be able to tell Seth exactly what's going on with Sebastian, but yeah, apparently. I'm not going to say anything else because I'm not, I don't put out stuff like that. So I won't say how, like, I just won't say anything else. I'll shut up. I'm giving myself trouble. But yeah, no. So, yep. All right. Thanks, guys, for the support and everything. I appreciate you. I am gonna get off here now. I'm tired. My back hurts, and yeah. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks a lot.